Unmasking the blueprint, guys. We have not done that blueprint. I couldn't get out the unmasking blueprint shuffle in so long, guys. I found that video the other day, and I just wanted to play it. I need to start. We need to start back playing that video before the show. I do not know if we're on Facebook. StreamYard said that Facebook is having technical difficulties, so I think we're going to only be on YouTube. Hopefully, I can see our comments on YouTube and Facebook if y'all are here, and then I'm also going live on TikTok. Let's see. So before we get on tonight's topic, for anybody who's new, welcome to Unmasking the Blueprint. And this month, for the next month and a half, we're going to talk about domestic violence, and we're going to talk about domestic violence, and we're going to talk about sickle cell disease this month. And so today's topic is 5 truths about domestic violence. And I think that is so important, especially if you have children. Hey, how you doing? Hello from UTMB. So I don't know if you're on. Are you on? Let me know if you're on Facebook or YouTube, because Facebook sent me this message saying that Facebook was down. Not Facebook. StreamYard sent me a message that Facebook was down. So I don't know if you're looking in from YouTube or Facebook. Just inquiring minds. I just wanted to know. All right. So if you have a child or even your friends, a lot of people think that domestic violence is physical. YouTube. What's up, Shay? What's up, Shay? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in, Sean. Trying to see, I can't see the other person about that. Okay, so it's so important to be able to recognize the signs of domestic violence, because y'all do know that domestic violence actually kills. And a lot of times they don't kill them because they meant to kill them in domestic violence. It's hitting them in the wrong spot, hitting them in the temple. It's usually, honestly, like 99% of the time, domestic violence victims are actually killed from a physical hit that wasn't even meant. They weren't even trying to kill them. They was actually having their usual, and I'm saying usual, domestic violence act that they do, right? I'm a domestic violence victim, so don't take this as I'm being nonchalant about it. I'm not. I'm just telling you that the majority of people who get killed from domestic violence, they're not killed because that person like, I'm going to kill my spouse today. No, they was killed because their spouse went too far in the domestic violence abuse. And so that's so important for people to kind of know the signs of if their friend, if their child is going through domestic violence, right? And so I want y'all to know it's not just physical. Domestic violence isn't just physical. It isn't when you choke somebody. It isn't because you hit somebody. You can be a domestic violence victim, or you can be domestically violent victim in somebody else if you're verbally abusive. That's an abusive relationship. My mouth used to be reckless as a child. I mean, reckless. You know the type of person that'll just chew you up and spit you out like this. That's me. That was me. That's violence. That's domestic violence when you're in a relationship and you talk about somebody and you belittle them and you make them feel less than. That's domestic violence. When you control somebody with the finances, if you're the one who holds the coins and you're controlling with the finances, that's still a form of domestic violence. Sometimes we don't know that. We just think, oh, that she's not getting beat. She's getting, he just yelled at her. He screams at her. No, she's just not right. She's not getting treated right at home. Psychological. Narcissistic men, narcissistic women, they hit you with that psychological warfare. You be like, why do they stay so long? They're traumatized. They don't even know why they stand. I talked about financial, sexual abuse. That's violence. All of these things fall under domestic violence. They're in a domestic violence relationship. And so I want to talk about it because a lot of times we don't see the signs. when you see somebody in public and they flinch when their spouse gets to yelling, or when other people yell, you see children flinch, maybe because in their home they yell a lot, right? I'm not asking y'all to go and be injured in anybody else's relationship. What you said, toxicity with tolerance is, ooh, that's so good. Yes, that's so good. Somebody said toxicity with tolerance equals domestic violence. That is so good. Just being toxic. Um, I don't know if you meant that way or if you meant alcohol. You can put in the comments too, and I'm going to clarify on both of them. There are some people, and I was that person. In my first marriage, my husband, we only physically fought when he was drinking. So you know what I would say? We know what I would say? He's only like that when he drink. He's only like that when he drink. Oh, not alcohol. Okay, yeah, you just mean toxic. Okay, I got it. So I'm reading the comments that's over here, guys, too. So sometimes we even the victims don't even know that we're a victim because we justify the behavior, because the behavior to us, maybe we've seen it before. Like, let me give you an example. If you come from an abusive family and your mama is a yeller, your daddy is a yeller, your family is a bunch of yellers, you've seen a lot of people in your house get hit. So when you become a victim of domestic violence, either sexually, verbally, psychologically, somehow in your head, you already seen this before. So this is not like, I'm not in a domestic violence relationship because I hit back. And I'm laughing because that's what I thought. Like, if you would have told me I was in a domestic violence relationship, I would have been told you a lie, because baby, we fight. Okay? Domestic violence is when you get hit and you don't hit back. Baby, we fight. Okay? So I'm not in a domestic violence relationship, baby. Right? But that's not what that means. That is literally not what that means. If somebody is hitting you and you don't want to be hit, me defending myself doesn't make me not in a domestic violence relationship. No, that's not. If somebody is hitting you, even though you are hitting them back, you shouldn't want to be in that type of relationship. And I'm not talking to you from a place, I used to be you. So I understand, especially if you used to be a fighter before. So if you used to be a fighter and then somebody put their hands on you, like real quick, like, are you for real? This is what we doing? Right? But it's not right. And so I want to talk to my women who's out here who feel like they're not in a domestic violence relationship because you swing back, because you hit back. If he is hitting you, you are in a domestic violence relationship. And I love you so much that I really want you to see your way out. And I want you to see your way out because the women who get killed in domestic violence relationships, they don't get killed in these relationships because their spouse actually, they didn't mean that. 99% of the time, their spouse didn't even mean to kill them. It wasn't like they don't usually even get killed with guns. They don't get killed with stabbings. They get killed with over abuse, getting punched the wrong way, choked out too long, right? So I'm asking you, if you're in a relationship and he's hitting on you, get out, mama. If a girl is hitting on you, get out, sir. Because we as women, we can be the abusers as well. Because baby, our mouths be ratchet, our mouth be raggedy. Our mouth be raggedy, okay? And as a female, when our mouths be doing this, we're doing domestic violence. We're just as bad as the guy who's hitting. Hello, somebody. You might not like it, but it's the truth. When you belittling him, talking about how much money he make if you make more than him, talking about his size in places, talking about all his mama, whatever we talk about, because you know how we do. We will hit you from the rooter to the tutor and we don't care, right? We are now verbally abusing them. We're no better than the man who hit. We're not. Guess what? I was in a domestic violence relationship, lip busted, eye busted, stitches in my mouth. But guess what? I also was an abuser too, because my mouth is something else, right? So guess what? I can own who I used to be because I'm not that person. I'm not either one of those persons anymore, right? But If you would have told me back in the day that I was abusing a man with my mouth, I'd be like, he all right here, dude. He good. He can handle this. He can handle my mouth. No, nobody have to handle your mouth. I'm a grown woman. I should be able to control what I say to people. I should be able to control how I talk to people. Just like I want you to control your hands being put on me, I have to know how to control my mouth as well. And vice versa for men too, because men will get you too. Men be having reckless mouths as well. There's verbal men out there who verbally abuse women. And guess what? That's not cool either. And if you put your hands on him, then guess what? You ain't no better than he is. You're no better than the man who hit you first. It's just not right. If you have to put your hands on a man because he's running his mouth, then he's not the man for you, because he's not your child. And if a man had to put his hands on you, then you need to get out, because you're not his child. You pop children. You don't pop adults. And you only pop children to get if you choose to be a child popper. I pop my kids. Judge somebody if you want to, but I'm thankful. I have great sons in the name of Jesus. I thank you, Lord. Okay? I raised some great men. Okay? So we talked about that. Abuse is about power and control. So red flags. This is for the people who aren't in a relationship yet. This is for the people who are either looking in and looking at somebody else's relationship and like, right? Or you just meet somebody and you're trying to figure out if you like them. If he's too controlling, girl, run. Those are behaviors of domestic violence. Okay, this is not things that I'm telling you that I know. These are things that I know. Okay, controlling like, what time you getting home? Well, you say you're gonna be home at 6. Why you not home? It's 6:01. Did you not see that traffic? What are we talking? Are we serious right now? Are we serious? Are we serious right now? Right? And so these are red flags. And I want you to notice the red flags, because one of the biggest reasons a lot of people stay in relationships is because we ignored those red flags in the beginning, and now we got a whole mortgage. Now we got some whole kids. Now we got our whole heart in this relationship. And so I want to give you some of the nuggets of the warnings if you're not in an abusive relationship now. So what did I write? So it's about trying to control somebody and understanding their tactics. Trying to keep you in isolation, not wanting you to have no friends but them. Manipulation. Why am I studying on these words right now? Making you always feel like you wrong or you doing something wrong. Like, I was trying to twist your words around. Y'all, everybody know I've had bosses that way too. You've had friends that way too. So when you meet a dude that way, run. You do not need to be in a relationship with a dude who try to manipulate you all the time. You know, you're literally at the gym working out, getting yourself, what you looking good for? Who you trying to look good for? For myself. But I caught you looking like this, right? Like, these are the signs. Intimidating you. I was trying to intimidate you. Like, these are the signs of and you know what? I'm sorry, guys. Let me reverse that too. These traits can also be in women too. I love you, ladies. But we got to put that mirror in our own face. And I'm not going to lie. When you have been in a domestic violence relationship, I want my ladies to tune in, because I love you so much. If you have been in a domestic violence relationship before, I really want you to look how you treat the next person you're dating. I want you to pay attention to how you treated the next person you're messing around with. Because I'm going to tell you what happened. I became the domestic violence person from out of my relationship. Because guess what? What happens when a child get picked on? What do? You ain't gonna pick on me, baby. You ain't gonna mess with me, baby. Right? And so what happens to men too, listen up, men. If you've been with a girl who be bopping off all the time, calling you out your name all the time, making you feel less than, little than, and then you get with the next girl, watch how you start treating her. Because the way the last girl treated you, you might start treating this new girl a little rougher than you usually treated any other female because of how you just came out this other relationship. Sometimes we go into new relationships and we be like, I ain't gonna ever let nobody treat me like this one treat me. I ain't gonna ever let this happen to me again, right? But sometimes we take that stance of never letting this happen to me again. But now we are becoming what we actually what we don't even want. Like, we don't even want who we are becoming. You see what I'm saying? We are being the accuser. And we used to didn't be the accuser, but now we are the accuser because we was accused in the last relationship, right? Now we are the aggressor because we wasn't the aggressor in the last relationship. So now I'm gonna let you know right now, I do have hands. Just so you know, don't let this 130 fool you, baby. I got hands, right? So we gotta be the aggressor now because we want you to know, right? So we are becoming what we don't even want. So just want to put that out there. Warning signs can save lives. The whole reason why I want to talk about the warning signs is because warning signs can really, 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 really save your life. So many people die every year from domestic violence. And if we literally just take the time and pick, I know a lot of people don't believe in writing stuff down, and I get it. And I'm not asking you I'm not asking you to do anything how you don't want to do it. But I wrote my husband down. I literally wrote down what I wanted in a man, because as a female, and I'm not a man, so I don't know about men. So I'm only going to talk from a female point of view. Men it'd be so many men coming at you. And you have so many people to pick from and so many people to choose from. And you find yourself with 25 numbers of guys. And I was just like, I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed with people. I'm overwhelmed. I was married for over 10 years. And when I came into the dating pool, it's like somebody put a sign on me that said she is single. It was crazy. And I get into the dating pool and it's like men came from everywhere. And I was like, I'm going to have to figure out what I want before I can be anything to anybody else. How can I be anything to anybody else if I don't even know what I'm even looking for, right? A mother of 4 boys. I had 4 sons. So I didn't want a boy. I needed a man, right? And then, but what do a man look like to me? Like, what does that look like for me? Right? Okay, I don't know how to change a tire. Okay, he needs to be able to change a tire. And you might be like, that is selfish things. It's not. Because when two become one, he needs to be my lack and I need to be his lack. And that's how we become the one, right? But if I get a man, if I'm a great cook and he's a great cook and ain't neither one of us great at fixing anything, then I'm just saying. I'm not saying that's your marriage. That's your marriage. I'm just telling you how I found my Boaz. Okay, I wrote him down. I knew exactly what he's looking for. So every time I met a guy, I talked to him, and I knew what I was looking for. And when he wasn't what I was looking for, I told him I was gonna call him back, and I never called him back because I already knew. I didn't know what he looked like, but I knew what I wanted in a man. And so it was so easy for me to pick my husband out because I already knew what I was looking for. And so that's so important. And that's why red flags are so important. Because if you don't know what you should not be looking for, okay, so what should we not be looking for? A man who's going to manipulate you with money. Why? Because that's narcissistic behavior. Why? Because that is that they say that's domestic violence behavior, right? What should you not be looking for? You should not be looking at a man who talk at you. Don't talk at me. Talk to me. We're the same. I'm not your child, right? So you need to know what you are looking, what you're not looking for. Even if you don't know what you're looking for, you should at least know what you're not looking for. Okay. I want to make sure I said that. That's why warning signs are so important. So what did I write down? Make sure I didn't miss nothing. Quick involvement, instantly putting other people down to make them look better, instantly putting you down, making threats. Okay? Making threats. Y'all just now dating and he threatening. Okay? Or y'all been dating and he threatening you. Baby, don't do no threats. And that's probably why I was fighting. Because you threatened me, I'll be out. Do it then. I am doing better. Okay. So making threats. Education helps family and friends see the signs. Okay. So it is so good for even if you're not in a domestic violence relationship, but if you have children, you need to know what the signs are. Let me tell y'all know I have boys. And I tell my kids all the time, like her. And I'm usually right. I'm usually right when I sound like a female. Don't like her. Exactly. I may not know what I want to be, but I know exactly what I don't want. You better say it with your chest on YouTube. Say it with your chest. YouTube said exactly. I might not know what I want, but I know exactly what I don't want. Boom, mic check. That's serious. You got to know what you don't want, because if you got to know one or the other. So, but being a mother, being a father, even if you say I don't do domestic violence in my house, that's great. But you still need to know what the signs are. Because guess what? If you have children, you need to be. I don't like little girls that hit on my kids. I don't like little girls that punch my boys. I'd be like, let her go. Let her go. Because there's going to be a one time when she's going to punch you and that reflex going to kick in. And then there go my boys. Because you done got mad because you can't use your words. Let her go. Let her go. Right? And so I don't like hot-headed females. But anybody who knows me probably like, you was a hot-headed female. It was. It was. But you know what? It's so much meat that I can add to this steak to go there, but we don't even have the time in the show. That's a whole nother show. It's too much to unpack. I was a very feisty girl. I am the girl that I probably would not want my own children to marry or date. Truth bomb. But let me start over before I say that. I was molested as a child, okay? And I seen domestic violence in my relationships. And I literally just became a little thug. Like literally, like walk across tables. Like it is what it is, right? So I literally know what I don't want my children to marry because I used to be her. I understand. And that little girl, but you know, I gotta clarify something too. But when I do see a little girl that act just like me, I actually don't hate her. And I actually don't dislike her. I actually go into prayer for her. Because if she's anything like me, that baby was hurt. If I meet a female that's just like, I'm 50 now. So if I meet a female in her 20s and her 30s that used to be anything like me, I pray for her. I actually give her more love. You know why? Because that baby been through some stuff. That baby been through some things. How do I know? Because I used to be her. You think people just come out the womb angry, bad, and ready to go? No, they've been through some things. For real. All right. Now, number 4, leaving is not easy, guys. Oh my God. So many people think, oh, don't collect red flags. Girl, say it. Say it. So if somebody just said don't collect red flags, that's true. Sometimes we see so many red flags and we just like push them off. And I'm going to tell you the biggest push off, in my personal opinion, is measuring somebody's red flags to somebody else's red flags. A red flag is a red flag. Am my face close enough? A red flag is a red flag. A red flag is a red flag. There is no, well, he not as bad as this one. Oh, he not as, no. A red flag is a red flag. Run. Let him go get help. Let him go get therapy. Because guess what? I used to be a lot of stuff, but I've changed. So that doesn't mean that that person is not going to change. That person ain't changed right now. And you don't need to be the changer of that person, because I don't want you to die while he's trying to change or while she's trying to change. Got it. Okay. Leaving is not easy. So number 1 is domestic violence is I don't know what just happened. Number 1, domestic violence is more than physical abuse. Number 2, abuse is about power and control. Number 3, warning signs can save lives. So important. Number 4, leaving is not easy. Let's go back to what we was talking about. Some people not leaving because they've seen bad relationships before and they're like, mine ain't really that bad. I've seen some bad relationships and mine ain't really that bad. Right? Some people are not leaving because they honestly emotionally can't even leave this relationship. And y'all probably like, that makes no sense. It's not for you to make sense. It's for you to see the red flags and for you to be a supporter of the person. There are people in relationships right now who is going through domestic violence. And I know that you're saying that you can't leave, but can I tell you, baby girl, baby boy, you can. Can I tell you a secret? Exit plans have to be planned, and you will need. Yes, I love that. I'm gonna repeat. They said exit plans have to be planned, and you need help. I love that. I'm sorry, guys. I was trying to do 2 things at one time. I love that. That is so true. Exit plans need to be planned, and you need to get help. I love that. You too. So great. Okay. Let me tell you something. I left an over 10-year marriage with 4 children, and my youngest was 18 months. I left on 1 income. I left a 4-bedroom home with a playroom and a backyard. I left a 2-vehicle home. I left a 2-income home. I left with 4 children. I'm going to say the 4 children like 7 times because, baby, that was the whole stress of myself. Jesus. I'm telling you, do not allow no children to make you stay in an abusive relationship. I was going to be dramatic, and it's not really being dramatic, but I'm a crybaby, so I decided not to do it. I pulled up the statistics of so many women who have died. See, look at my face, already finna cry up. Died in domestic violence relationships. Literally is gone. I want you to think about one thing for me. When you think about that leaving is not easy, I want you to think about one thing. One thing, that's it. Who is going to take care of your kids if she kills you? If he kills you, who is going to take care of your kids? Who's going to take care of your kids? I don't know who I believe in God, but I'm going to tell you something. I had this dream, and these red petals was coming down in my dream. And I was like, oh, I love roses. And I was like, it's so pretty. And I was like, oh, I'm pretty, man. I was pretty. I just looked at so pretty. I was like, oh, look at me looking all cute. Where I'm going, right? And I didn't realize it, but I was actually laid out in a casket. And when I realized I was laying in a casket, I jumped up. I woke up out my dream. I was like, what the heck? What kind of nightmare was that? Right? So I jumped up out this nightmare that I just had. And I realized that I was actually laying in this casket. I was so pretty. I had this dress on, and my kids were throwing rose petals on me. And I seen them. I seen the tears. And I was like, what is going on? And a couple of days later, God said, this shall pass. And I was like, what shall pass? What is God's? What is, am I hearing things? What is going on in these streets? Right. And I heard it again. And when I heard it this time, I clearly saw the vision. But this time, I didn't see it like I seen it in a dream. I actually seen it from me looking down. And I was so pretty. I was just laying there. And I had these little red petals coming down. And I see my children crying. And I clearly heard, this shall pass if I don't leave. And I was like, what? We don't have time to dive into that tonight. That'll be another episode. But when I tell you, the thought of me dying and leaving my children was a big weight for me. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't take heed. I heard God very clearly tell me to leave. And then one day, like 3 or 4 weeks later, he reached back and snatched like this and hit me. Have you ever accidentally, you know how people get knocked out, right? Because they get hit just in the right spot. And he hit me just in the spot, and I fell out. And as I was falling, I said, God, please, 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 please. I started screaming, please don't let me die. Please, God, please, 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 please. If you save me, God, I promise you I'll leave him. If you save me, God, please, please, please. And when I woke up, I said, God, thank you for saving me. I'll leave. Please, please, I don't have anyone for my kids. And that's when I knew I had to leave. And I couldn't understand then why I had to leave, because if God is God, then why he could make him stop hitting me. And years later, God revealed to me something, and it's the truth with everybody else. We actually have free will. We have free will. You have free will to drink and drive. We have free will to hit. We have free will to curse. We have free will to quit jobs. We have free will. And my husband's at the time free will, he chose to drink. And when he chose to drink, he chose to fight. And when he chose to fight, he was going to choose to fight one day. He was going to accidentally kill me. And do I believe that? I do. From that, because of that dream, I do believe that. Because of what I heard, I do believe that. And so I had to leave because I didn't want my children not to have a mother. Well, not to have a mother, but I didn't want to not raise my children. And so, so it's so important. I know that leaving is not easy. I'm not telling you to leave like I left with $1 million in the bank. I'm not telling you to leave like it's easy. I'm telling you to leave because it could save your life. I'm telling you to leave because if you have children, who's going to take care of them if you're gone? Your life is so valuable. It's so valuable. So if you're going through domestic violence, I'm asking you to leave. I'm asking you to leave. Number 5, support saves lives. Guys, I'm not going to lie. I've had, before I left my first husband, I had 4 best friends. 4. And I still have 2 of them to this day. And they never knew I was getting abused. I would take my hair and I would push it over my face. I would lie and tell people I ran into stuff. I would tell people I was clumsy. I would do all the things so nobody would know that I was in an abusive relationship. Because I'm not going to lie, and I know y'all probably think this is so dumb, and you probably think that I'm lying, but I never thought I was in an abusive relationship. I never thought that I was in an abusive relationship. And I know that sounds so crazy, But you know why? Because he hit me and I hit back. I was in a fight. If you're in a relationship and you're fighting, you're in an abusive relationship, babe. You're in an abusive relationship, babe. Thank you for saying that. It's not crazy, but some people be like, that sounds so crazy because you are in an abusive relationship. And you're right, YouTube. They said, do not announce that you're leaving. Oh my God. If I had more time, I could tell you the story about, that's a whole nother story about, I might need to do an episode about safety leaving. What how much time I got? Okay. Safety. So support. I want to finish support first. If I got a time, I'm going to hit on that safety. Okay. Support saves lives. If you know somebody's going through domestic violence, keep your fingers, your nose being up, your messiness, your better than themness self to yourself. I want you to use the love of God when you talk to them. I want you to use love and patience when you talk to them. Because at the end of the day, you know what's going to happen if you don't use it properly? You're not going to know again. You're not going to ever be able to be a help to them because they're never going to tell you again because of the way you reacted when they told you the first time. And if you think they're going through domestic violence, and if you come at them sideways, you're never going to find out that you're never going to get the right answer that you need because they're not going to like the way you came at them. Okay? Not going to happen. So you have to be very careful. Support. Support is shelters. And I'm going to say this. If you have extra funds, take some money and donate to a shelter. Even if you're not in domestic violence, that'll help somebody. Number 2, hotlines. Every once in a while, promote a hotline on your Facebook page or YouTube page or Instagram page. You never know who might need that hotline and might see it and they might store it somewhere. A counselor. You never know. Somebody may need to go see a counselor. Okay? Or they may be seeing a counselor and they don't need you to be judged. Why are you going to see a counselor? Y'all got to be so mindful of how y'all talk to people. We talk to people so sideways sometimes. We got to do a better job of how we communicate and talk to people. And then I want to just piggyback on the support part. So many times, I know I'm an entrepreneur, so I always love to create and start stuff. But sometimes instead of starting something, maybe we should be the helper of things that's already started. So if you already have a nonprofit of domestic violence, we should be donated to that nonprofit that's already out there. If you already have a shelter, let's donate to that shelter. We need to do a better job of supporting the organizations that's already here versus just keep opening and opening and opening. We're stretching our resources out versus building the resources that we have. I just want to put that in there. So I hope that y'all got the 5. I hope that y'all found all this useful information. Of course, TikTok is going to delete it. But if you found any of this helpful, you can go to Unmasking the Blueprint on YouTube and you can go share it to whoever you think needs to hear it. Number 2, I want to go back. Somebody said, do not announce you're leaving. Guys, I don't know if they do this anymore, and I didn't know I was going to say this on the show. And if anybody know the answer, you can put it in the comments. I don't know if apartments do this, but when I was getting ready to leave, I went apartment hunting. And the apartment complex sent a thank you letter for looking at the apartments. They got me beat up. I can laugh about it now. Like, I'm healed. Like, even when people come at me and be like, oh, you one of those people. Oh, you're in a domestic violence relationship. Oh, you're in a domestic violence marriage. Oh, right. That don't bother me because my mouth is so slick. It's so much stuff that I can really say right now about you, but I'm just not because I've grown. I'm better than that. So I'm not, right? So, let's not talk about people. Let's not go here nor there, right? But no, on a serious note, be very careful when you get ready to lead and find out stuff. because I did not know. Now, mind you, that was in 2009. That was in 2009. Closed-minded people. That's yeah, that's true. 2009. That's how long ago I've been out of my domestic violence relationship. But they sent a little postcard to my house. It was like, thank you for looking at the apartments. And I was like, so when I got home, my husband at the time, he was like, you went looking at apartments? I was like, no. And he took that paper and he slapped me with that paper so hard. Baby, I saw stars, okay? And when I got to see stars, we was fighting. Fighting, do you hear me? Because like at the end of the day, that's you hit me, I'm hit you back. But yeah, it's knocked the hell out of me. So y'all got to be careful when you do try to leave to find out what do apartments send those postcards out. Because baby, what if I could have died that day from y'all talking about thank you for coming to see these apartments, child, in the name. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to Unmasking the Blueprint. I don't know who we have next week, but I know the week after next we have Jennifer. She has a comedy about domestic violence. I know that didn't probably sound right the way I said it, but she brings laughter. Laughter is good for your soul. She's right here. She's in Houston, Texas, and she still has tickets available. So thank y'all for tuning in. I hope y'all got some great knowledge about domestic violence. I hope that you take these nuggets and you look at the people that's in your circle, and you be mindful of what you say to people, because it matters. And thank y'all for tuning in. I'll see y'all next Tuesday. Bye, guys. All right. I don't know if Facebook is on here, YouTube, but I'm gonna do y'all out. Hold on. Bye, guys. I don't even see y'all video to do it out. All right, I'm just hanging y'all up. Bye, guys. I never know how to hang up TikTok.